Hi friends! Welcome back to Calm in the Chaos Homeschool. So today I have my 8th grader with me.
Hi.
And we are going to show not exactly her curriculum picks, but the curriculum that she is doing this year as an 8th grader. Now I'm going to preface this with she is actually doing mostly 9th grade work. So I'm going to put in the title 8th or 9th grade here, because a lot of these are 9th grade curriculums. So if that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. Before I get started, I do want to share with you that if you've been here a while, none of these will be a surprise. It's just in a different format. It is the first time that I'm showing like all of her independent work together like this. Back in the spring, I did do like a curriculum picks for all my kids under the different topics. And today is her independent work. So what this doesn't include is some stuff that we do as a family or a group. And so that video is going to come at the end of all of my curriculum picks videos. If you want to see what I'm doing with my 6th and 7th grade boys, you want to go see my last video. And my next video is going to be talking about my 9th grader and some things that she's doing more supplementally because she is only homeschooling part-time. So today we're going to be talking about her independent work and how things are going. We've been doing school longer than 4 weeks, but technically we're about 4 weeks into the curriculum. So she can give an idea of how things are going. So thanks for joining me today. Okay, and then at the very end, I'm going to be sharing something new. So everything else you've probably seen or heard of at this point if you follow me. However, at the very end, I'm going to be showing or talking about something new that I have recently learned about, and I'm very excited to share with you all something I haven't heard of before, but she's trying it out and she can let us know how she's feeling about it so far. So all right, let's get into, I have a few piles here that you can't see, but let's get into it. So I'm gonna start with a planner. She has a planner. We just pick it up at Walmart. She likes to write down her work. So I'll give her a checklist, a weekly checklist, and she likes to plan out her work in the planner. So how do you feel like that's working for you?
I feel like it's working pretty good. I feel like it's easier just to know what I'm doing every day.
Yeah, so I give her something, this is a bit of a mess, but I give her something that looks like this every week. And then she just kind of takes what she wants and decides what she's doing each day. So she uses her planner for that. So that is that. And for personal devotions this year, she's starting off with this. It's "You are beautiful and courageous." And this is sort of what the pages look like. So each day looks like that. How do you feel about this so far?
I like this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got it recommended by one of my friends. I was looking for some devotionals for my girls. And I do have a video where I was doing the research. So I looked at quite a few different things. So I'll link that video below as well if you're looking for preteen or teen girl devotions. So this is the one I decided to go with at the beginning of this year. So we're working on that. All right, so math. Math, we have changed math. Let's see, we did in 6th grade, she did teaching textbook 7. Math 7. And then last year we did Think Well Math 8 or Pre-Algebra. And then this year we're doing Algebra 1 and we are doing Denison Algebra. And yeah, so how is that going for you?
It's math.
So
it's not my favorite subject.
Yes.
But
so math is not her favorite subject, and then she also is working generally a year ahead. So like I said, she's doing mostly 9th grade curriculum, and so I would consider Algebra 1 to be 9th grade. Yeah, so we'll see how Denison goes. We have had a struggle with the first chapter, so I don't know if I have just kept her ahead too long. Maybe I should have slowed her down at some point. But the problem is with these programs, you get them for a year. And so you kind of have to finish them in the year, and then you have to decide, are we going to repeat a grade? And we haven't done that, so I don't know. So we had a little bit of a struggle with the first chapter in this. So it was mostly about order of operations. So I went and picked this up, and so we're working through this right now. Not all of it. We're just going to do some. And she is picking it up quite quickly. I think we just needed to slow down and focus on that. So hopefully we will be able to complete this year. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so math is not her favorite. She's very good at things, a lot of things. So she has to struggle a little bit with math sometimes. Yeah. Okay, so I've got my language arts pile here. So I would say the main curriculum for our language arts this year is Cover Story. This is by Clearwater Press. How are you feeling about this so far?
I like it. I guess it's not my favorite curriculum that I've done.
What's your favorite curriculum?
What curriculums have I
done? Yeah. so I will say math and writing are the two that we struggle the most with finding a good fit.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Denison Algebra will work because that is sort of one of my last resorts. So I'm hoping that'll work for us. And then this, I know I don't see us doing this long term. It was just a fun one that I thought we'd try this year. Still looking for writing curriculums. I do have some ideas on what to move into, but this looked like fun. How do you feel about the videos? So they're about 15 or 20 minute videos a few times a week.
Yeah.
Do you like the videos?
Yeah. I feel like they could be a little shorter.
She likes short and to the point, and I like someone else teaching.
Yeah.
And so that's where we have a little bit of a struggle. I want to make sure she's getting what she needs, but I also don't want to be the one teaching everything. So I watched a few samples of his videos. He's a little quirky and funny. Is he funny? Is he entertaining at least?
Yeah.
But she would just probably like him to do it in half the time.
Yeah.
Is my guess. I have other kids who really would enjoy this more. I think they might not understand all the humor, but I think they would enjoy it more because they're more social. They do like to have someone else talking at them a bit more. She gets enough words from the rest of us in the family, so she would like it to be shorter. So this has a few components. This has this book here, and there are about 3 lessons a week is roughly what there is. And so there'll be a lesson in here like this. Okay, so that's a 2-page lesson. And then sometimes they're 4 pages. And so she'll watch.
There are 4 pages lessons?
Aren't there? No? It's always been 2?
I don't know.
Yeah, you've done some. Okay, so they're usually 2 pages. Sometimes they're 4. So she does this about every other day. And then they have this journal that goes along with it. And this is daily, just a little writing to keep creative writing sort of thing. So it's pretty simple right now, but she does that daily. So that is Cover Story. I would recommend, if you do get Cover Story, read through the parent guide, because she was probably about a week or 2 in before I read through the parent guide, and I realized a few things that I was not doing or missing, or I would have totally missed if I hadn't read through the parent guide. So if you do get it, read through the parent guide, because there is more than that would appear here. There are some things. She's going to start doing almost weekly or bi-weekly kind of assignments additionally. And so I would not have known that if I had just given her this book and said, do the book. So yeah, I'm glad I discovered that so then I could schedule those in. Otherwise, we'd have been doing half the program and not realized it. So that's her writing program. And the idea is actually that you're going through different styles of writing so that in the end, you could like almost publish a newspaper. So it's going to have different styles of writing. And then if you want to do a fancy end product, you could. You don't have to, but you could. So for grammar this year, we are using Fix-It book. This is level 3. And how are you feeling about Fix-It grammar?
I like this. I think it's pretty simple.
Okay, so she likes the 1 page. Every day she does 1 page. Well, every day she gets 2 pages, but she doesn't do it every day. Every other day we'll do 2 pages. I feel like that's better than doing it every day. I don't know. So I assign her 2 pages. I do have to check it frequently because they do add some things that she hasn't exactly learned. She did Fix-It Grammar book 1 2 years ago. And I felt like level 2, like we could just go to level 3. So we're going to level 3. So I think it's going to move a little faster, but hopefully we can slow it down if we need to. There's plenty of time for us to finish this book. So it's okay? Yeah? Good? Yeah. Okay, and then the other language arts, the last one that we have here is Wordly Wise, book 8. We're finishing this book And then I do have book 9 to move into. She's more than halfway through this book at this point. So she's just looking at book 9 now. So how do you feel about Wordly Wise?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's okay. It's not her favorite. Slowing it down, I think, makes a huge difference. We do not try to get one lesson done a week. One lesson has 5 parts. So we just do it slowly, like every other day, and just a small section. And I think that's just nice and not too overwhelming. So I think that's, for us, the key for Wordly Wise. If I was trying to do a lesson a week, I think we would be stressed out. So we just take our time. There's 20 lessons. So you should be able to finish it in a year, but we just go slow. So we didn't even finish this last year. But yeah, we're not in a hurry to finish them up. So I like it. I think it teaches words in different ways and just approaches it in different ways. So yeah. You think you're learning words this way?
Yeah, I'm learning words.
Okay. Okay, and then I guess I said that was a last component, but it's not exactly. We also have readers going on all the time. We have some readers that we do for geography. So right now we're studying Southeast Asia. And so this is the book she picked, The Last Map Maker for Southeast Asia. How are you liking this book?
I like it. I'm listening to the audiobook, and I think that helps me better than reading the book.
So she's just discovered that that is her preferred way to read. Yeah. I think some kids do better with just seeing the words. Some kids do better with the audiobook, and then some kids do better with meaning both, like audio and reading at the same time. So yeah, so she likes the audiobook version. And I do try to find, like, we do a lot of literature, a lot of reading in our homeschool. So I am always looking at any books that we're doing. I'm always looking to see if there's an audio available. So either I'll look at the library so we can get it from the library, so we can use the Libby app, or we can get the CDs, or I will look on Everand, which used to be Scribd. So Everand has a lot of audiobooks, and I do have a subscription for that. So that is something we use a lot. I use that for my own. I like to listen to books as well. So I use that for myself. And then any of the times, it has a pretty good library for kids' books. So I will link in the description box below a link to Scribd. I believe if you use my link, you will get 2 months for free to try it out. So check that out if you're looking for audiobook alternatives. And then the other book that she read, we alternate. So this was a history book, Mara, Daughter of the Nile. This was suggested from Bookshark G, which is, we're doing World History Part 1. How did you feel about this book?
I liked it. I think it was a good book.
Okay, so she'll be reading a lot of books. So these are just 2 examples of books she's reading. We just do one at a time. And then she will do a written narration. So just writes in here, just a page. I'm not going to show you her work, but just a page. Or she tells me what she read. So we kind of alternate. She does one day written narration, and then one day she tells me what she read. Okay, next pile. We have social studies, history, and electives. All right, so we are working on Guest Hollow's High School Geography and Cultures. This is literally our 3rd year doing this. Yes. We started doing this as a family 2 years ago. So we were doing everything as a family 2 years ago. And then last year, I took half of this, and my 2 girls were doing the online textbook. So we started doing the online textbook with the girls and workbook on their own. And then as a family, we do some other reading books. So that's more family subject. So honestly, this is sort of more of a family subject, but she does do half of it on her own. So she does the online textbook on her own, and then she fills out the the workbook. And then she also does some Satera quizzes, so geography quizzes when we're doing that. So the workbook, how do you feel about the workbook? And the online, how do you feel about the online textbook?
I like it. I think you really have to read through the whole thing to find some of the answers in the workbook for the questions and stuff. But yeah, I like the videos. They can sometimes be kind of long, but it's okay.
Yeah, so If you have not used Guest Hollow High School curriculum, they have an online textbook, and in the textbook, she will embed videos throughout, which I think is fun because it adds, you know, you're reading a few paragraphs and then you're watching a video, and then you're reading a few paragraphs and watching a video. Of course, she likes things to be as fast as possible, so videos slow her down, but do you feel like you get a better understanding of what you're learning when you watch a video? And then, I think the workbook has just a lot of different activities. It's not just like answer this question, answer this question, answer this question. So I think it's nice. It's colorful. They have mapping. They have long answers. They have short answers. They have true and false. It's a nice variety. So I like Guest Hollow's high school geography. I think it's a really fun program. So we're finishing up geography of the Eastern Hemisphere. We're doing this quite slowly, so we're just trying to finish off, and that will be a credit for her world geography. So we're just finishing that off. So that is maybe 1 day a week we're doing that.
I've been yawning a lot.
Okay, stop yawning. All right, and then the other thing she's doing for social studies is Guest Hollow's Whirlwind World History. And so that is new for her this year. How are you feeling about the world history?
I like it, I guess. I like the online textbook and the workbook.
So same thing, it's Guest Hollow, so it's a very similar setup. Online textbook, they have embedded videos, and the workbook's very similar. So it's the same thing. If you aren't familiar with Guest Hollow, that is just one little portion of it. We have been trying to figure out how to assign the work for her so that she gets what's happening. So they do have sections to read. So they tell you what to read in the textbook here. They have the workbook checkbox. They do have mapping. They have mapping to do. They have like a ton of other activities that you can do. I just have her pick one activity a week. And I don't think she's had one yet. She's done one yet. And we are going slow. Like we're actually going to take 2 years to do this, because we are going to spend 1 year on ancient and medieval history, and then 1 year on modern, or the more modern history. And then there are some reference books here, which she hasn't done yet. I'm going to be giving her a little bit of a different assignment for those. So there's different things to do with Guest Hollow. They also have videos as well. So we'll have videos on top of the ones that are in the workbook, but we'll see how much we do with that. So that is what we're doing for our main social studies for the year. And next, we are doing Guest Hollow's Chemistry in the Kitchens. So that is 3 Guest Hollow curriculum, though, like I said, that geography we're doing very minimally. So with Guest Hollow Geography in the Kitchen, they have a 4-week supplement, which is what you would do if you don't have a lot of chemistry background, just to get that background before you start the high school section of it. And so she's in that section right now. And we're also going to take our time with this as well, because she is currently in 8th grade and doing 9th grade work. So we are not in a hurry to finish this. I'm planning on taking about 1.5 years with it, so I'm going a little slower. So we're not in a hurry. So she's working on the supplement right now. She's using this book here. So this book has just basic chemistry information and activities. And then on the last week of the supplement, she'll be reading this. And so I think it's just going through, guess what she needs to know before she gets started. So a very thin little book. So how are you feeling about Chemistry in the Kitchen so far?
I like it. I haven't been doing kitchen chemistry yet, but I like the Guest Hollow curriculum.
Yeah. So we have a few things we're gonna get started. We're gonna make cheese soon.
Yeah.
So she likes to bake, but she's sort of moved on a little bit from baking. She used to bake all the time, and now that we're doing this curriculum, she's moved on to other hobbies. But hopefully we'll have fun doing stuff in the kitchen. And basically the science that you're learning, the labs and stuff, are all done in the kitchen. So that's why I picked this up. I think this is the first curriculum I heard of from Guest Hollow. And then I think that I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. And I went onto their site and I looked at all the stuff they have. And then I've done a lot of other guest holo curriculum before I've actually even started this one. So we're starting this for the first time. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. So that's chemistry. All right, and now we are into her electives. So one of her electives is this here. This is Artistic Pursuits, Drawing with Water Soluble and Graphite Pencils. This is high school level. This is supposed to be a semester, so a half a year course. How are you feeling about this so far? Have you done much?
No, I haven't done anything yet. So
You haven't done anything yet?
No, I need to do it.
Okay, so you've done this. This is a newer,
pursuits.
and this is the newer one. You did this
Yeah.
like this style last year. So how did you feel about that?
I liked it. I liked the paintings and the videos and stuff.
All right, so it does come with DVDs or Blu-ray, but you can also get like digital downloads. We just get the DVDs because that's what our parent partnership program gets us, because then they can have it for future students. So there's a lesson, if you did it 4 days a week, there would be a lesson a week for half of the year. And we just do it every other day or every third day, and we just spread it out over the year, but this is going to be half of a credit for art.
It's getting tall.
All right, and then the other thing that we're doing this for half a semester is photography for teens. A little while back, you said you wanted to do you're interested in photography, so you wanted to try out a photography course.
Yeah.
And so this is what I found, and so she's been trying this out. What do you think of this so far?
I like it. I like the curriculum, and it's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's not a lot of work, I would say. Each lesson is basically, there's a video lesson, and they watch the video and they fill in the blanks. There's questions, and then there's a quiz when they're done. So I do like that because we are using it as a high school level elective. And then there's an assignment that has to do with your photography. So it's pretty simple. It doesn't take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll be learning a lot about different elements of photography. So these two, we're hoping to finish. Well, art was spread out through the whole year. Photography, we're going to finish this semester. And then she doesn't know this yet. Next semester, her and her sister, so her sister's also doing this, her and her sister are going to be doing this. So this is beyond personal finance. So she's not going to tell you how she feels about this because she doesn't know. So this is a finance course for high school. It looks very interesting. It's also a video course. It takes your student through 40 years of their life and makes them make financial decisions as if they are living in the real world. That's what I've gathered of it so far. So it'll be like year 1 in college or something, year 2 in college, year 3 in college, year 4 in college, year 5, maybe your first job, year 6, year 7, I don't know. So it's kind of like a situation, like here's your situation. And I know that sometimes there's like random chance things that happen to in your life. And so you have to budget based according to some decisions that you make throughout your life, as well as circumstances that happen in your life. So it sounds interesting. So, but I knew we couldn't add this right now.
Yeah.
So I was going to wait for some of these other things to be done. So that is one that we're going to do next semester. And we might take more than just one semester. We might spread it out over a year and just do it into the next year. And then the last course is one that she is doing right now. She just started it this week.
Oh, Chinese?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It is a new program to us. There was a school that reached out to me. It is an online accredited school. So it is not a homeschool program. It is an actual school. And they reached out to me and had me looking at their program. And it was very interesting to me because I know there's lots of people who want to homeschool their kids, but maybe can't homeschool their kids because of time. Maybe 2 parents are working and they need to have a program that can help teach their kids, or maybe their kids are going to be out of school for like a year and they need an accredited program where they can jump back into school. Like, so it's an actual private online school. So it is not free. You do pay for it, but it is very reasonably priced. And I will not fully promote something without trying it first or having my daughter try it first. So when I was looking at the things that they offered, I was really excited to see that they offer a ton of courses, but in their electives, they had Chinese 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you could take Chinese all 4 years. Now, I do have my own Chinese curriculum. We were struggling a little bit with it. I think just me assigning it, her doing it, and I thought we'd try something different for this just try this out. So I asked them if she could sign up for one of the classes for a few months and try it out, because we like to have firsthand experience with things before we recommend it. And so she's doing Chinese 1. And so how is that going for you?
Good. There's a little like test that I have to do. And for me, some of like the audios haven't been working.
Oh, okay.
So that's lowered my grade.
Oh, and that could be our computer issues. Maybe we need to look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did a pre-test at the very beginning. I think there are 6 to 8 modules in a year. And we're trying to get through maybe half of them in a few months, because she has taken Chinese for quite a while. And so hopefully she knows a lot of stuff, but I'm sure there'll be new stuff in every module, because whenever you learn a language, there's always so much to learn. So we started on the first module. There was a pre-test, which she got about half right, which is great. It's a pre-test. She hasn't learned that in particular yet. And then they have different lessons. And so what is the structure of the lesson? Like when you start a lesson, what happens?
It's like different questions, and it's like different types of questions. So like you might listen to an audio, or you might like look at a picture and describe what's happening in the picture, stuff like that.
Yeah. And so she can listen to someone talking, and so she's learning that way. So it's kind of like you read it, you listen to things, and then they do have like a quiz or a test, which she did, and she had to answer questions, and then she actually had to send an audio to her teacher to mark. So there are actual teachers, right?
There are?
Yeah.
Oh,
you didn't know as a real person over there? No. Okay. So she had to record so there were like 3 questions, and she's supposed to answer those questions, and then she was supposed to ask the teacher a question. And so we recorded it and we submitted it to the teacher. So all of these classes have teachers on the other end. There are classes that you can take with other students. Of course, you would have to be available at the times that they have those classes, but there are teachers with students. We prefer to do things on our own time. And so I think all the classes are also offered asynchronous. Yeah. I'm not sure how to say that word, but
what?
There's synchronous learning and there's asynchronous learning. So one would be with the class and everyone's going through at the same pace. And then the others is taking the course on your own. Okay. But even though she's taking courses on her own, she still has a teacher where she can there's actually email that you can email your teacher and ask them questions and stuff. Yeah. And then the teacher will mark, and so it's being marked for her. It is an official course. She could have credits for it. It's an accredited school. She could get credits for it officially. And the school does give diplomas. What's diplomas? What you get at the end to say you completed high school. So the school does graduate people and give diplomas, but right now we are enjoying homeschooling and we're just using it as part of our homeschool curriculum. But I plan on talking more about the school after we've used this program for a bit. I do think it's a really cool opportunity for some people who need a school, can't officially homeschool, but want their kids at home, but also want teachers who are going to be having them in class or even just keeping them accountable for their work and then eventually graduating them. So we're going to try it out. We're going to try it out for a few months, and I will be probably making a dedicated video to this. It is called Legacy Online School, and so you can look it up if you want to, but I will be talking about it more in the future. So let me know if that's something interesting to you, if you're interested in that. If you are in a situation where you're looking for a private online school and maybe homeschooling is like, you're interested in it, but you don't feel like you can do it, let me know below. Also, really quickly, I have a promo code that is 10% off if you want to try a month of Legacy Online School. They've given me a special promo code in case you're wanting to check it out. So I will link the promo code below, but it is Davine10, and you can get 10% off your first month. And it does have different plans. So you can do a month, you can do a semester, you can do a year. So if you want to just try out like part-time school and get some electives in, or do what we're doing, we are actually accelerating the pace on her Chinese 1. So she's kind of doubling up on lessons a bit for Mandarin or Chinese 1. So if you want to try it out for a month, I will put that code below. I will also link links to all my curriculum that I mentioned here in the description box below in case you want to look at anything further. So, and let me know if you have any questions. So let me know below. Also, let me know if you've used any of this curriculum and what your kids have thought of it, or what you're doing this year if you're doing 8th or 9th grade. So thanks for talking to us and telling us what you think. And thanks so much for coming today. And I hope to see you all in a future video. Bye, everyone. Bye. And actually, it was very interesting to me because I know there's lots of people. Sorry. Okay. You do pay for it, but it is very reasonably It is very reasonably priced.